The distinctive voice of 70s supergroup Boston has died. Brad Delp had been the band's lead singer since the early 70s. The band sold millions of records and had their biggest success in the mid-70s with hits like More Than a Feeling and Long Time. Delp was found dead at his home in Atkinson, New Hampshire, but police say there was no indication of foul play. The band's website has been taken down and replaced with the statement, "We just lost the nicest guy in rock and roll." Delp was 55.
The lead singer of the 1970s supergroup Boston has died. Brad Delp was 55 years old. Boston was a musical sensation with hits such as More Than a Feeling and Don't Look Back. Police say they responded to a call for help at Delp's New Hampshire home Friday afternoon, but he was already dead when they arrived. Investigators say there is no indication of foul play.
Veronica Dela Cruz joins us now from the .com desk. Good morning, Veronica.
Well, good morning to you, Melissa. All right, we start with this one. Brad Delp, the lead singer of the 70s and 80s band Boston, has been found dead in his home in New Hampshire. Delp was 55 years old. Foul play is not suspected. His girlfriend found him dead in his home.
The lead singer of the rock band Boston has died. Brad Delp's fiancée found his body in his South New Hampshire home yesterday. Police say the death was untimely, but there was no indication of foul play. Delp sang vocals on Boston's 1976 hits More Than a Feeling and Long Time. He has also sang in the group's most recent album, which was released back in 2002. Delp was 55.
The lead singer of the band Boston was found dead in his New Hampshire home. Brad Delp was 55. Police called the death untimely and said there was no indication of foul play. Boston rose to fame in the late 1970s and had several hits, including More Than a Feeling, Smokin', and Peace of Mind. Jackie Bashir, The Associated Press.
Well, police don't believe that drugs or alcohol had anything to do with Delp's death, but neighbors who live right here on this street, the same street that Delp has lived for close to 10 years, say it certainly has stirred up emotion. And for others, it made them aware that they lived so close to a rock star. At Brad Delp's Atkinson home, a few lights can be seen from the windows, but it's quiet. Neighbors say it's a different scene from earlier today.
And the police were there till 4 o'clock, so I knew something bad had happened, but I didn't know to who or what.
The chief says Brad Delp died in his home, alone. He says the cause is unknown, but he's certain it was not foul play.
Everything seemed to be normal. There was nothing disrupted in the house, and he was a fairly healthy person from what we were able to ascertain, so it was just an untimely death.
Police say it was his fiancée, Pamela Sullivan, who found his body and called 911, and news spread fast.
It was really hard, yeah.
Alma Hardy says Delp lived across the street from her for at least a decade, and in recent years she became friends with him, even going to many of his concerts. The former lead singer of the popular 70s and 80s rock band Boston had been recently playing in a Beatles tribute band called Beetlejuice.
He'd stay there and sign every autograph. And if he saw you, he'd wave to you or he'd say hi to you when he saw you in the audience.
Alma has a picture of each and every band member, and even one with Delp and her granddaughter.
The eyes on that one were...
Her granddaughter Amanda says that he was a true friend, always making you feel special. He had plans to do something very special for her this summer when Boston began their reunion tour.
He was going to sing Amanda at the tour this upcoming summer.
And did he have a special spot for you at the concert?
Yep, right up in the front. Paid tickets and everything.
Now, she and her grandmother will have to hold the pictures close to their heart. They say they'll miss him greatly, and the town has lost a great neighbor.
I've been in town 52 years, and he's moved in, and he was just a regular Joe, that's all.
Now, police say that they are waiting on toxicology reports to determine the exact cause of death, and that could take up to a week's time.
Well, tonight we talked to a close friend who says Brad Delp had a very bright future, his upcoming wedding, rehearsing to go on tour again with Boston, and all of the charity events that touched so many lives in New Hampshire.
It was a blessing for me. I really felt very fortunate to have Brad as a friend,
Jim Roach was not only the promoter for Brad Delp's band Beetlejuice, he was one of his closest friends. He last saw Delp Saturday at a concert at Keene High School and says Delp had big plans on the horizon.
He was getting married this summer to a very nice girl, and they were planning on a little private ceremony, then a nice party for all of his friends afterwards. And I think half of the state of New Hampshire would have been invited to it. And Boston was going on tour. They were in rehearsals now.
Jim Roach says Brad Delp had a deep love of New Hampshire.
He lived here in New Hampshire. I mean, Brad could live anywhere, but he loved being up here.
He calls Delp the anti-rock star, staying after every show to talk and sign autographs, and diving into charity, like this event in November that honored Doug Flutie for his community work.
He was very open to everybody who wanted to meet him and talk to him, and he truly loved what he did.
Longtime fans of the group Boston are devastated by the news.
I've seen Boston 3 or 4 times. I was lucky enough, and I just can't believe it. I'm just shocked.
Brad Delp played one of his many charity events here at the Black Brimmer in Manchester. Managers say he heard about the fundraiser for fallen Manchester police officer Michael Briggs and called to volunteer.
I'm just glad he was able to, I guess at the time, help us out in our need, and I'm sorry for his family.
Musician Jim Magoon was there that night.
It's so inspirational that, to see somebody that came from Boston and you get to meet somebody like that. He's such a nice guy, and it's such a tragic loss. It really is.
Brad Delp's 2 children and former wife are reportedly on their way to New Hampshire from California. Delp was scheduled to take the stage again in New Hampshire next week for a concert in Rochester.
A developing story tonight. Brad Delp's family has come forward with the cause of his death. The family says he committed suicide. Police responded to his Atkinson home last week in reference to an issue dealing with carbon monoxide and a tube hooked up to an exhaust. Delp was found dead on the floor of his master bathroom, a victim of carbon monoxide poisoning. In a statement, the family said, quote, "He gave as long as he could, as best he could, and he was very tired. We take comfort in knowing that he is now, at last, in peace." The family is asking for privacy.